The Last Airbender is M. Night Shyamalan's masterpiece. If I hadn't seen a movie in my life and I was also a moron. I don't understand who approved of this. Like, at what point in production did they think, yeah, this is gonna be good? I'm so glad we cast the Fire Nation with Indian actors, just like the show. I can't tell if I'm looking at Zuko from the movie or Zuko from the series. The resemblance is uncanny. Look, I hear they're doing a live action series and hopefully they won't mess that up. They've already got the casting right, so it's already better than the movie. Oh my god, look at that water effect. Shyamalan meant business here. He knew about waterbending. He wasn't playing around. Can't go wrong with Nickelodeon movies. Fred 2, The Night of the Living Fred is one of the greatest movies of all. Oh my god, did you see that? That was airbending. Foreshadowing the current political climate of the Fire Nation's control being thwarted by a forgotten rebel who just so happens to be an airbender. Like I said, Shyamalan did not come here to play. He knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna lie, the intro was like for like to the animated. I have to give credit where it's due. This was very well done.
100 years ago, all was right with our world.
Okay, and now they've ruined it. You didn't need to narrate over this crawl text. You have a platform in the animated that shows you can narrate through visual storytelling, and they chose not to do this.
The Avatar was the only person born amongst all—
I'm sorry, what did she say? What show was this man watching to make him think that the Avatar is pronounced as the Avatar? I really hope it's not because he would think people would get confused with this and James Cameron's Avatar. The show was made before that Blue Monkey acid trip. It's possible he just lied about watching the show and just wanted to seem cool. Oh yes, I'm quite familiar with the Avatar. He was the only person born amongst all nations who could master all 4 elements. Wait. Born amongst all nations? What does that mean? He can bend all 4 elements, they got that part right. But what the hell does born amongst all nations mean? Each reincarnate is born from one nation. What are you trying to say here, Shyamalan? You can't just make interpretations from the original source material and make it your own. Well, actually you can, you're the director. But still, whatever happened to faithfulness? They actually thought they were going to do 2 more. How big is this man's ego? From The Sixth Sense to The Happening, and now to this. But at least it can't get any worse than this. The only way is up from here.
And you think I'm a coward? You're wrong!
Never mind, he somehow did the unthinkable and gave The Last Airbender a run for his money. How do you even do that?
Stop doing that stuff around me. I always get wet.
Why is this actor delivering his lines like an emo teenager in a vampire movie? Does he realise he's not in Twilight anymore? Or is this what the great Messiah Shyamalan envisioned Sokka's character? He's supposed to be witty, sarcastic, immature, dramatic. I know the animation allows Sokka to be over the top, but this man has put no energy or life into Sokka's mannerisms. In the scene where Katara accidentally bends water onto Sokka, he approaches her like we're about to have a domestic on our hands. He did not hesitate one bit. He was ready to chuck her into the ocean. When is this hostility shown in the series, Shyamalan? I don't recall abusive brother being on Sokka's character traits. In the show he's putting Katara down, but not in an aggressive or threatening way. It's immature, but when their tribe is attacked you can see he'll do anything to protect his sister. Honestly, the visual effects so far aren't bad at all. It looks pretty believable, but I have a feeling it doesn't get much better than this. Why does this feel so comical? It was the way it was shot from so far away. Sokka's reaction is just nothing, and there's no build up to what a big scene this actually was. When the ice broke in the show, it was shown close up to Katara where you could see the impact of the ice breaking and blowing her away.
Uncle, look!
Either Zuko is an incredible ventriloquist or they've completely messed up this take, because his audio is being recorded from a different shot.
Trying to eat me!
What is going on here? Why is Sokka like this? But to be fair, the tension was quite eerie before Aang woke up. And once he does wake up, the tone will go back to its familiar, light-hearted self. I said we'll go back to the carefree tone of the show. He didn't even wake up. He didn't even ask Katara to go penguin sledging with him. I guess I can let it slide, but I'll be intrigued to see how Shyamalan introduces Aang.
How'd you get all the way out here?
I ran away from home.
Oh, I see.
What? I'm sorry. I'm going to be saying that a lot, because I'm just so confused by the line delivery of these actors. First of all, why are we introducing Aang like a drug lord member of the Yakuza? Second of all, Aang feels very insecure and embarrassed about why he ran away. In fact, he doesn't even reveal this in the show until the 3rd episode at the Southern Air Temple. This guy just tells Katara everything like it was another day in the office. okay, he hasn't realized he's been in an iceberg for 100 years, but he says he should probably get home. He ran away for a reason. He didn't want to be the Avatar because it deprived him of seeing his friend Monk Gyatso. That's why he ran off. But no, in this version, he was just upset. He was just upset. No big deal. He abandoned everything and everyone he knew because he was upset. That's what any normal kid does.
I probably should get home. Oh, I'll be worried.
You're not still upset?
Not as much as I was.
What is this scene? This feels like a high school play. You can tell these two actors didn't really want to be involved, but they get extra credit so they might as well see the whole thing out.
We break him out of the ice, light shoots into the sky, and now the Fire Nation is here with their machines.
What? What did he say? I'm not watching this with subtitles, and the overbearing music isn't helping. I'm gonna have to listen harder.
We break him out of the ice, light shoots into the sky, and now the Fire Nation is here with their machines.
Was this really the guy Shyamalan wanted to play Sokka? I mean, what is he even waffling about here? His delivery is so muted. Where's the energy in this movie? The Fire Nation show up at your doorstep and you're just casually strolling through the village with the children. You should be running. You should show some intent. You should be both scared and fearless, because that's how Sokka was when he confronted Zuko in the show.
Sokka, don't.
I'm gonna assume she mispronounced Sokka's name and this was merely a one-time thing.
You're scaring these people.
This isn't how they first meet. This is why you need to have penguin slaying. It does play a crucial role in the story. And he actually puts up a fight. Everything is just happening too suddenly and the acting is painful to watch. We get no development between Katara and Aang in this time, no skeptic goofiness from Sokka. Zuko tells them to bring out the elderly, but to people who aren't familiar with the show, it's because the Avatar is expected to be over 100 years old. And that's not explained at this time. But then Aang just gets caught in the dumbest way. Says, "You're scaring these people," and then just surrenders. The show gives you a pretty good idea about what the tone is. It's meant to be fun as well as serious. This is all work and no play, and the work is virtually non-existent. Oh Jesus, what in God's name are they trying to do? Are they trying to give the kids nightmares? This isn't Lady in the Water, Shyamalan. I better not see any scrunts in this.
My name is Iro. My name is Iro. My name is Iro.
No. I can't do this. Please, I want to end this here. Iro? Who the hell is that? And what's with the dreads and the lean build? Shyamalan, listen to me. I can look past hairstyles not being exactly like for like as the animated, but if you look at Zuko and Iroh in the show, and then compare that to this garage rock band, at some point, I have to question if you've really seen the show. Did he actually take the time to watch this with his son? Which is the entire reason why he made this movie in the first place. Why is he changing the names? There's no copyright issue. It's funded by Nickelodeon. You know what? Gran was actually given good lines. There was plenty of information here about the lore of the spirit world and the Avatar that engaged me. And she said Avatar instead of Avatar.
The Fire Nation doesn't wish to live by the spirits. That's why they are so frightened by the existence of the Avatar.
Okay, no, this is wrong. Yes, they don't really care about the spirits, but the Avatar is the obstacle that has prevented them from controlling the other three nations. As long as the Avatar is alive, the Fire Nation will not succeed in their conquest. Alright, so I keep going back to the pacing of this film. Everything is just moving so fast. There's no conflict between Zuko and Aang. Katara and Sokka didn't even help Aang. I expected a 5-minute scene on the warship, but it was all resolved in 10 seconds. Aang just conveniently meets Katara and Sokka. They go, "We're coming with you," and there's no fight back from Aang here. He's just like, "Come, let's go." Shyamalan is track racing through this story without actually stamping his own mark. That was supposed to be a pivotal scene. It was the start of an epic journey of this trio, but I'm not interested in following them because they have no charisma and no chemistry.
Is it okay if you tell me your name?
The monks named me Aang.
They wait until now to ask his name, like at no point from which they found him in the iceberg or when they were flying in the Southern Air Temple, which would have taken a few good hours. And of course his name is Aang. Rhymes with Wong. You know what? Wong has more charisma than this version of Aang. I would rather see him play the Avatar. You know, when I think who would be best to play the domineering, resentful and cruel Admiral Zhao, I can't think of anyone better than this guy.
Parker, you're late, man. Always late. Go!
Definitely couldn't think of someone else to play. Someone with a commanding voice and actually feels like a threat. Nope, we're stuck with the pizza guy.
Go!
Why did they take so long to make one basic fire move? And why is it not coming out of their hands like in the show? Did they not have a big enough budget to achieve this effect, or was this a creative decision made by the great director himself? I wonder which one it was. Southern Earth Kingdom, of course. It's not like the Earth Kingdom is one big kingdom. There's always been a north, west and south. I'm glad Shyamalan took the time to study the geography of the map. So they've already skipped Kyoshi Island, which means that Suki won't feature in the next 2 movies, or they'll probably just force her in through a different narrative. Oh wait, they've also skipped through King Boomy, but I guess you could also introduce him to the sequel without feeling inconvenient, as he does play a bigger role in the later seasons.
My grandma thinks because you're an airbender that you could be the Avatar.
Oh really? Do you think so? It's not like he's the only airbender left in the entire goddamn world.
How much does a Fire Nation control?
What? Can you please speak up, boy? That can't have been the only take. How much does the Fire Nation control? That's you. That's what you sound like. Show a bit of goddamn care in your acting.
Are you the Avatar, Aang?
I can't with this guy. Everything he just said was so wrong. What was even the point of asking? Why did you leave your home to travel with this boy? For fun? Do you see another boy with airbending tattoos? In the show, Katara finds out instantly that he's the Avatar. But this Katara is a bit slow. Like, what is your purpose if he's not the Avatar and you've already travelled for hundreds of miles?
There's Earth right beneath your feet.
I'm assuming this scene is supposed to be based on the episode in which Katara inspires imprisoned Earthbenders to stand up to the Fire Nation, but in that scenario, the Earthbenders are on a metal ship that prevents them from bending. Here there is Earth all around them, and Aang is the one inspiring them. Or should I say Aang?
My name is Aang, and I'm the Avatar.
And what is this? Is this so he could reveal himself to be the Avatar? That's why he didn't say who he was, because Shyamalan was waiting for this moment to reveal himself as the Avatar.
It's time for you to stop doing this! Leave him alone!
I honestly don't know how to explain this scene. Why is the bending so slow here? Are they fighting in water? And it doesn't even feel in sync. The firebender just flaps his arms around, unleashes his fire with all his might, by the way. So that suggests that this was quite a powerful and exhausting move to pull off. But you can see that the fire isn't even going to reach the Earthbenders. It like stops right before. The form and technique felt like something you would see a kid do in the playground. And my guy put his whole heart and soul into that move. Oh my goodness, these guys mean business here. They look like they're about to do some serious damage. Oh, for f***'s sake, I can't be bothered with this. Just end the movie. Wait, what the hell were those 5 even doing? The hacker? I thought they were going to bend a massive boulder and turn this camp into an earthquake. This whole fight scene is painful to watch. Everything feels so slow, and the music is trying so hard to make this scene cool. I mean, look at this fight between Sokka and the Firebender. When Sokka kicks him, he just turns the other way in pain, waiting for Sokka to punch him again. It didn't seem natural at all. When you get kicked, you take a few steps back. But then he just stands there as if he's asking to be beaten. They could have made this a bit more dramatic. So when Sokka kicks the Firebender, he then just took an age to get his boomerang out, which didn't help the choreography. But the Firebender should react immediately, with fire being drawn straight from his hand, ready to attack Sokka. And just when he's about to burn Sokka's face, Sokka sucker punches him with the boomerang. The whole sequence should be bang bang bang, not bang, wait 3 seconds, let me just take my time to get my boomerang and bang. It's too clunky that way.
Avatar, Kyoshi, loved games.
Wait a minute, they were on Kyoshi Island. So then you could have had Suki in this film. I get it. Because this is a 90-minute film and not one season of 20 episodes, there can only be one love interest for Sokka. And I have no idea why Firebenders would be hiding a waterbending scroll. It was stolen by pirates. What value does it have for Firebenders? Couldn't you have thought of a smarter way to implement this element of the story, Shyamalan? Huh? Could you? So we get a famous scene from the show which I would have been surprised if they left out. The blue spirit who saves Aang from the Fire Nation is revealed to be Zuko. That episode was fantastic. It was the first moment that shifted the dynamic of Zuko and Aang into one of hope. Was Shyamalan able to replicate that theme? No, because the only time Zuko and Aang met was at the Southern Water Tribe. Zuko has not tracked and faced them since, so no history has been established between the two like the show, which makes this whole fight less exciting and less meaningful when it's revealed that Zuko is the blue spirit. You know, I just realized something. We're halfway through this movie, and I haven't laughed. I haven't smiled. Hell, I've struggled to keep my eyes open at times. It's been a real bore-fest. Did Shyamalan watch some bootleg version of the animated series? Because the tone of this movie is just the complete opposite. There's no charm, there's no energy in the characters. Why is he gone for such a depressing look? And why is this shot like we haven't seen Fire Lord Ozai? There was literally a scene 20 minutes earlier between Zhao and Ozai where we could see his face. Did they get this messed up in the shooting schedule, or was it in editing? Because that scene where we see Ozai's face, Zhao is talking about taking down the Northern Water Tribe, so maybe that scene should have come a lot later. And then this scene wouldn't have looked so stupid. Finally, a scene that actually fills me with excitement, even if it's temporary. This movie has taught me that even 1 second of authentic lore can leave a man blessed for a lifetime. I feel like a prisoner of war watching this, and Shyamalan is the general. I don't even know why the Fire Lord is in this movie. He wasn't revealed until the 3rd season in the show. What purpose does he actually have in this part of the story other than exposition? I don't feel intimidated by him, or Zhao for that matter. There's no threat of violence displayed at any moment. What is the point of him being here? What is the point of this film? It's so dull. And they've missed out crucial parts of the story. Everything is rushed and forced. The romance between Sokka and Princess Yue is forced without any development. They've skipped through each scene like it's a recap video. Wait, why is the leader of the Northern Water Tribe teaching them? Where is Master Pakku, the man who refused to teach girls? Which is why Katara shouldn't be here in the first place and ends up fighting for her place? So she was just accepted like that. You're gonna pretend like everything is just fine, Shyamalan? Like you didn't just skip over some crucial plot points? Is that how it's gonna be next, Spielberg? I've got to say, water is the only element that looks cool in this movie. The other 3 elements have been absolute garbage. The bending is so effortless here. Not like the 5 guys moving a tiny pebble at 1 mile an hour.
Why is your hair white, young lady? You look very odd.
I would say to your grandmother, my hair is white because when I was born, I was not awake.
I swear none of his jokes have worked, but this might be the worst one. Makes fun of her white hair and then realizes that she was stillborn. I'm telling you now, Shyamalan has not seen the show. If he had, then Sokka would not be the worst character in this movie. Oh, my apologies, great Messiah. I meant Sokka. I misspoke. Please don't kill me like The Happening. You know the actors who played Zuko and Iroh haven't been bad. They've probably been the best performers, but that's not saying much. None of these actors really embrace the characters from the show. Wait, so that's it? The Fire Nation show up and you just expect Aang to defeat them after 1 session? This movie has been very poor at showing how much time has been spent, because to me this all feels like it happened in 3 days.
Some of the great monks can meditate for 4 days.
Okay, that was a great take, Aang. If you can now repeat that, but with a little more goddamn energy, and less like a robot.
My name is Katara, and I'm the only waterbender left in the Southern Water Tribe.
This is Katana! She's got my back! Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Use the ocean. Show them the power of water.
I'm sorry, first you said that the Avatar isn't meant to hurt people, and then you cut back and say, show them the power of the water. This dragon is a hypocrite. Where is Roku? He needs real advice. At least the scene with the face stealer will give us better context. Nope, they've just skipped that like they have been through the entire movie. I knew he couldn't do it. They don't have the budget to have a centipede that changes its face, because they spent it all on this guy. Seriously, can none of these guys bend fire from their hands? That's actually a handicap. They should not be winning at all here. The moon spirit hasn't even been killed yet. This should be child's play for the Water Tribe.
We could be friends, you know.
Why did they immediately cut to the fight? They should have cut to Zuko's reaction after Aang said they could be friends. They're not focusing on the dynamic between the characters with any care. A minute ago, Katara just talks to Aang like a stranger. There's no connection that's built between the two. They haven't really gone through much danger as the movie suggests. Aang's biggest threat was escaping Zhao with the blue spirit. There were so many episodes Shyamalan could have picked out to expand and explore the characters on their journey to the Northern Water Tribe. So much lore is missed out. But for that to happen, this movie would have to be 3 hours long. And I'm glad that it wasn't, because I would have to endure through more cringe acting, idiotic dialogue, and the most disappointing action known to man. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'd rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution than this piece of Oh my god, I completely forgot about Appa and Momo. First of all, they look terrifying, but they did not utilize them at all. They might not talk, but they're pivotal characters in the show, and they've been brushed aside like they're nothing.
Commander Zhao, don't.
This isn't how Iroh should be reacting to the world going out of balance. Oh no, Zhao, don't do it, please. He should be furious. He should be ready to take Zhao out in an instant. There's no urgency in his voice about how dangerous killing the moon spirit is. It's like I said, this movie has been lacking in energy.
Too soft, General Iroh.
What just happened? They just zoomed in and out. Does Shyamalan think he's a werewolf?
Making fire out of nothing!
I'm sorry, that's how you're supposed to bend fire. You don't just take it from some random stove. I can't deal with this. The fight was nothing as well. Zhao just fled like a wimp.
Can't let you do this. I'm supposed to protect you.
They had one scene together. That was it. Am I really supposed to believe that these two fell in love after just 5 minutes? The whole scene is supposed to be emotional, but the acting from this Soka guy made the whole thing feel flat. I don't even care that this is in slow-mo. I've been starved of decent action from the start of the movie. I need this, it's all I have left. So instead of turning into a giant spirit like in the show, Ong creates a giant wave, which isn't as cool as a spirit. I don't know why they made the decision to have a wave. This isn't Interstellar. Matthew McConaughey is not the target here. Please just end. Someone help him. Even he's in pain. Oh, thank God it's over. Wait, what's happening?
Do you accept this unspeakably important task I'm putting in your hands?
I do, Father.
Alright, I just found out that apparently the reason why the names of the characters are pronounced differently is because Shyamalan consciously chose to pronounce them the way Asians would. So this decision actually made sense, and I shouldn't have gone on such a rant questioning whether I should continue watching this. But if you were so respectful of the pronunciation of the names, Great Messiah Shyamalan, then why did you cast a bunch of white and Indian actors in East Asian roles? All the firebenders have olive or brown skin. Why is that, Shyamalan? Were you in debt to all your cousins? Was this the best way to repay them? You can see that the Fire Nation resembles Japanese culture. You can see that the Water Tribe echoes the Inuit tribe. But no, names are apparently more important than the people you cast. If I had any positives to give for this movie, it would be the set design. They did a good job making it as authentic as possible to the show while putting its own creative spin on it. The Spirit Oasis, the Northern Water Tribe and the Air Temples looked amazing. And the music wasn't bad either. There were some memorable tracks here and there. It's just a shame that it wasn't in a good movie. But it's like Dante Basco said, movies are hard to make. So why did Nickelodeon say yes to a director who hasn't made a good movie since Unbreakable? Say what you want about Signs, but there's no denying the obvious plot hole in the movie. Shyamalan's The Last Airbender will live on in strong memory. Not for its story, not for its action, and not for its casting, but because he's Ong, and he's the Avatar. He ran away, but he's back now. Guys, if you could please like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated for my channel. Thank you and goodbye.